Hello, everybody. Today on Throwback Thursday, I thought why not make a nice little compact summary of what happened in Portal 1 and 2. So, for people who haven't seen Portal 1 or 2, which I sure didn't play them or even seen them until just yesterday and the day before that, well, let's get started, shall we? But, anyways, here is how we go. So Portal starts off with you, well, actually, the main character being as if she is Link. Yeah, being as if she's Link and Samus before other M, before she could actually talk. She's more like Samus than anything. So basically, what happened is that she woke up in a facility, and we have GLaDOS, who is an AI, and well, she was the one that actually did the ringleader like stuff. What happened with the story is that we had to do 17 challenges, and within those, we just solved them. Of course, there was some nice little story behind it, and one of them, I think, was the same one where we actually got turrets for the first time, or at least the second time. You basically saw behind the wall that the cake is a lie written on there. And the fact that someone was actually living back there with water and some other stuff, some other food materials. So you guys continued on with that video game, and we went all the way to the part where it turns out at the end she was going to kill us. GLaDOS was actually going to kill the main character. So you had two choices. Either accept it and go in the furnace and accept the rules, be obedient and die, or use the portal gun and get out of there. Side note is when you had the portal gun, you can only use for quite a while just the blue portal. And then later on you get to have the orange portal as well, so you're able to actually do more than just having to use the orange portal if it's somewhere that they can actually use it. Well, what happened next is that you actually tried to find your escape, and there's someone there who actually helped you escape, which we have no idea what he actually wrote with when it came to the wall. He could actually bit himself and had blood, and then he's like, and making all the arrows and stuff like that. On the other hand, he could actually just had a black chalk or something. But anyways, we had someone who was helping you, who actually was shooting arrows and stuff like that. And eventually you made it all the way to the facility itself, which you actually got to see the meeting room. You actually got to see all the other things like that. So it's a ghost town. No one's there. All it was is just the AI GLaDOS, and we had no idea what happened to everyone else. But then, as soon as we had the showdown with GLaDOS, it turns out she used noxious gas, a neurotoxin, to actually kill everyone in the facility, which is totally crazy. So she was crazy with power, and she loves doing science. She did it for the love of science and everything, which you'll find out in the second video game of what exactly made that come about. But anyways, so we had to go against her. We had to defeat her. There was like at least 3 or 4 kind of droids or drones or quote unquote that you had to get rid of and destroy. So she was actually going to use the neurotoxin to kill you, and luckily, if you made it in time, you were able to defeat her and get her destroyed. And the fun thing that was very cute about Portal is just the fact that in the end, you actually got her singing. She sung how you hurt her and you broke her heart and everything. But of course, you did get to escape. You actually got to see the outside. But Portal 2 happens. So, we get to Portal 2. What happens in Portal 2 is that it's 50 years later, if you guys didn't know about that. 50 years later, you were in cryogenics. They woke you up, and apparently you had some brain damage, which, of course, it was a nice nod to the original video game if you didn't notice, because neurotoxin, brain damage, can you see the connection there? So, if hopefully you guys saw the connection there. So, yeah, brain damage that wasn't caused by cryogenics, actually. It was actually caused by the neurotoxin because you were huffing at least some of the neurotoxin, but not all of it. Anyway, so we wake up to a new AI, kind of a new AI, or at least a voiceover. I think it's a new AI, but it was a recorded message. Made sure that you're able to do the usual things, and then all of a sudden the platform moves, but we get introduced to Wesley. I think, no, it's Wheatley, sorry. Wheatley. So, yeah, we got introduced to Wheatley, and the thing moves again, and we got to go back into this crazy labyrinth that is just like the one we went in before. We found a broken portal gun, or at least a proto gun that is just like the first one you used, and you actually found your way to get yourself out. So Wheatley actually follows for a bit. Yeah, you actually team up with him for quite a bit. The interesting thing about Wheatley is that he was told so many things of, if you disassemble yourself from the track, you'll die. If you use your flashlight, you will die. It's like so many things that you will die. So basically, we went through some mazes. The main character went through some mazes. We got to a point where it's like, holy crap, because we get to see GLaDOS' corpse right there, and we're like, whoa. And what's crazy enough is that Wheatley actually got us up there, and he pressed all those levers just by accident. Accident in quotations. Yeah, I don't think he meant to do it, but anyways, so we get up there, GLaDOS is actually alive, and she reassembles herself, and then she kind of hurts Wheatley. We thought he was dead, but she wounded him, and then after that, we had to do more mazes again. Not only that, but she's now pissed off and wants revenge, and now she's a big bit of a jerk, which is quite funny. And it turns out that her hard drive saved the last 10 minutes of her life. So every single 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, she had to relive her death, which was, and I think she had to do that for 50 years. Yeah, holy frick, 50 years. So that was crazy. That was crazy. So, oh my gosh. So after that, she threw us into a labyrinth, and then we had to continue on with her testing, and it was like, oh geez, and she's gonna make sure. Oh wait, she also was a bit of a jerk. It was still funny she's doing a jerk. She called you fat. She called you a piece of trash. She actually said she found your parents, and then when we got to the empty room, the parents weren't there. She said, I lied. There was no surprise. And then after that, she said, let's call your parents. And then she had a voiceover saying, we are your parents. We don't love you. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was just so funny. So the story continues with, after a while, Wheatley actually helped us escape. And then you had another choice, just like the first video game, which sadly I was watching Blitzwinger, and Blitzwinger was crazy enough to actually obey her, and he actually said, okay, I'm going to the other labyrinth that she has, and then she just killed him. She just killed him. It was like, wow, really? It's like, you dissed the furnace in the first video game. How in the world did you actually get foolish enough to trust her again? Well, anyway, so we just kept on going, and we eventually faced off with her again, and we actually was able to replace her with Wheatley, and then Wheatley sadly turned evil. Dang. It was like, we were safe, we were about to get free, and then Wheatley said, we should have some tests. Yes, tests. It's like, oh my gosh, no. And Wheatley also made GLaDOS into a potato drone or something. Yeah, so potato drone, and the bird flew off with her. Eventually, we found her. Let's see. I think we broke off. We did like some tests. Let's see. I think what happened is that we then went back to the old place. Yeah, where it started from. And we get to know about some jail. We get to know about the founder who actually died because of an experiment. We also find out that they actually took hobos off the street and gave them $60 to do what they want them to do, and they created jail. So instead of creating a portal, the first thing that they did was actually create jail. Jail to make you jump, jail to make you go faster, and just regular jail, which actually is used to help you portal yourself, which is kind of funny. Eventually you were able to get back up, and when you got back up, Wheatley actually created tests, though technically he took tests from GLaDOS, but first he made one test that was purely simple, and he was going to make you repeat it over and over again, but sadly, there is something that I was trying to say. The first video game that explains everything is that GLaDOS and Wheatley, there is a system within their system when they connect to the facility where it makes it addicted to tests, that if they don't get their fix on the test, they will go insane. But GLaDOS actually fought that because she did it for science. Wheatley, on the other hand, well, it turns out, what's even funnier is that Wheatley was actually the idiot version that they tried to use to dummy down GLaDOS, but she refused. So, what happened is that we had a few more tests to do. A few more tests are deadly. And then GLaDOS found us a way out. And we ran. And we found out that there was some other stuff that we should check out. And then eventually we had a showdown with him. And then as soon as we had a showdown with him, it was the same thing as what happened before. Except it was more like you had to use the missiles to shoot him in different other places. As soon as you did that, well, something happened. I think, we find out that we're on the moon. Weird. Yeah, we find out we're on the moon, and Wheatley gets thrown in space while GLaDOS gets to fix herself and turn back to normal. And then after that, we got knocked out for quite a while. And while we were knocked out, I think we went back to Earth. And then after that, GLaDOS was like, go. Just go. Alright? Alright, we're done here. Just go. I want you to get out of here. Go. I have these 2 robots now. They're gonna be my test subjects. You go. You hurt me. You tried to kill me twice. Go. Get out of here. So, it was kind of funny. So, in the end, we basically left. Or the main character left. And it turns out we came out on a shed. And what's even more funnier is just the fact of the companion cube that was so viscerated. She threw the companion cube out with us and then closed the door. But of course, I also missed the crazy part that it looks like GLaDOS might actually be Caroline from the old days. But I'm not really sure on that. But it was interesting that she actually got a conscience. She actually just, she was generally better until she deleted Caroline program, which is like, why? Why did you delete it? And also, 2 things I need to talk about before I go is that one thing is that kind of issues is just the fact of we destroyed the noxious gas. We destroyed the neurotoxin. We separated that, and there should be no neurotoxin found. And also, the funniest part is that we found an effective droid bot, or turret, that was kind of like a detective. You won't take me alive, see? It was so funny. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, we just screwed her over so much. GLaDOS. I can see why people like GLaDOS. Of course, they ended the whole video game with another song, which was very fun. The only messed up part is that I was watching Blitzwinger, and guess what Blitzwinger did in the last episode of Portal 2? He closed it. He shut it off. It's like, wait, no. And he exited out while she was singing a song, which was like, what the f. But anyways, that is Portal Story 1 and 2. The third Portal might be coming out someday, but we don't know for now. For people who actually enjoyed Portal, your only fix will most likely be Lego Dimensions, even though it's not going to be exactly like Portal. Which, I have to admit, that was a good video game, and I most likely will try to hunt both of them down. And if there actually will have a HD version with both of them in there, sadly I won't be able to play it because, well, it's most likely going to be for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And maybe even a Wii U, but I doubt that. Still, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys actually found this useful instead of spending so many hours watching gameplay. So anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day.
Shake it, bake it, booty, quick it.